visit Hanoi, there's a few things that might completely surprise you. Crossing the street can feel like playing a real-life video game. Sidewalks are sometimes not actually for walking, and some of the best food in the city is served on tiny plastic stools. If you know these things before you arrive, your trip to Hanoi will be much easier and much more fun. Hi, I'm Mai from Mai in Vietnam. As a local who has been working in travel industry for over 15 years, I'm here to share you all the insider tips for your trip to Vietnam and beyond. So today, I'm sharing 15 things you should know before visiting Hanoi. The first thing most visitors notice in Hanoi is the traffic. Motorbikes seem to come from every direction, and crossing the street can feel like stepping into a river of scooters. But once you understand the rhythm and becomes surprisingly manageable, the key is predictability. Instead of waiting for the road to become empty, which almost never happens, you walk slowly and steadily across the street. The motorbikes will adjust their path around you. What you should not do is suddenly stop, run, or change direction. That's what makes things confusing for drivers. A simple trick many travelers learn quickly. Pick a direction, walk calmly, and keep a steady pace. Within a day or two, crossing the street becomes second nature. Sidewalks are not always for walking. In many cities, sidewalks are meant for pedestrians. In Hanoi, sidewalks are more like shared public spaces. You'll often see them used for parking motorbikes, street food stalls, coffee shop, or small business. People chatting or eating. Because of these pedestrians often end up walking party on the road. It may feel strange at first, but it's just part of everyday life here. The best thing you can do is stay aware of your surroundings and move with a flow of people. And honestly, those sidewalks are where a lot of Hanoi charm lies, especially when you stop for a bowl of noodle on a tiny plastic stool. Street food is one of the best parts of Hanoi. Hanoi is widely considered one of the great street food capitals of the world. Many famous Vietnamese dishes actually taste best at a small local stall rather than restaurant. Phở, bún chả, and bánh cuốn are often cooked fresh right in the front of you. If you worry about the hygiene, a simple rule helps a lot. Follow the locals. Busy stalls with high turnover usually mean the fresh ingredients. Food cooked constantly, recipe perfect over years. If a place is full of local customers sitting on a tiny plastic stool, that's usually a very good sign. Some of the best meals you will have in Hanoi may cost only a few dollars. Hanoi had 4 seasons, unlike southern Vietnam. Many travelers assume Vietnam is hot all year around, but Hanoi actually had 4 distinct seasons. Spring is humid with fly rain and mist. Summer can be very hot, often reach 35 to 38 Celsius degree. It's around 95 to 100 F with high humidity. Autumn is generally considered the best time to visit. The weather is cooler, the air is clearer, and the city feels especially beautiful. Winter can surprise many visitors. Temperatures can drop from around 10 to 50 Celsius degree. And because most buildings have no heating, it can feel cooler than expected. If you visit during winter months, bringing a warm jacket is definitely a good idea. You don't want your first site visiting is the jacket store. The old Quarter Street has fascinating history. If you look closely at the street names in Hanoi Old Quarter, many begin with the word Hang, H-A-N-G. Historically, each of these streets specialize in a specific trade. For example, Hàng Bạc, silver jewelry, Hàng Gai, silk product, Hàng Mã, paper offering and decorations. Centuries ago, craftsmen from different villages gathered in these streets to sell their goods. Today, the old quarter has become more mixed, but some streets still specialize in the traditional trade. Walking through the area is like exploring a living piece of Hanoi's history. Cash is still widely used. Vietnam is moving quickly toward digital payments, but cash is still very common, especially in smaller business. Street food stalls, small shops, and local cafes usually prefer cash. ATMs are easily to find in Hanoi, and withdrawing Vietnamese dong is usually simple. It's helpful to carry a smaller bills since vendors often don't have change for large notes. That said, the digital payments are becoming more common. Many places now accept QR code payments or international mobile wallets, but cash remains the easiest option for most daily purchases. Hanoi has a unique coffee culture. Coffee is not just a drink in Hanoi, it's a part of the city identity. Vietnam is one of the world's largest coffee producers, and Hanoi has developed its own distinct coffee culture. Some drinks you should definitely try include egg coffee, locally called cà phê trứng, a rich mix of coffee topped with a creamy egg foam. Coconut coffee, okay, cà phê cốt dừa, a refreshing blend of coffee and coconut cream. Salt coffee, cà phê muối, a surprisingly balanced combination of coffee, milk, cream foam, and a hint of salt. One fun thing about Hanoi Cafe is that many are hidden inside old buildings. Sometimes you will walk through a narrow alley or climb a staircase before discover a beautiful cafe with a view of a street below. Bargaining happens in some places. In markets and souvenir stores, bargaining is fairly common. However, it's not expected everywhere. Prices are usually fixed in restaurants, convenience stores, shopping malls, supermarkets. If you are shopping in markets, bargaining should be friendly and relaxed. A smile and a bit of humor go a long way. If the price doesn't work for you, simply thank the seller and walk away politely. Grab is the easiest way to get around. One of the simplest ways to travel around Hanoi is using ride-hailing apps like Grab, which is similar to Uber in America. Grab offers both cars rides and motorbike taxi, and the price Grab offers both car rides and motorbike, and the price is shown clearly in the app before you confirm the ride. For short distance, in busy traffic, many travelers find Grab bike surprisingly convenient. Motorbikes can move through traffic much faster than cars. Using the app also helps avoid misunderstanding about price, which sometimes happen with traditional taxis. And we also have a sign and another Grab like Bear. Besides Grab, we also have another application like Bear or Sign, but Grab is the international one. Hanoi is a city that starts its day early. If you wake up around 6 a.m., you will see local exercising around lakes, people doing Tai Chi, and street vendors already serving breakfast. Morning is actually one of the best times to experience the city. Pho stores are busiest in the early morning, and walking around Honking Lake at the sunrise is one of the most peaceful moments you will find in the city. Hanoi is more than 1,000 years old. Hanoi has been an important political and cultural center for over 1,000 years. The city was founded as the capital of Vietnam in 1010 under the Lý dynasty. Many historical sites still reflect that long history, including the Temple of Literature, Vietnam's first national university, the Imperial Citadel of Thăng Long, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, ancient temple and pagoda scattered throughout the city. Exploring these places gives you a deeper understanding of Hanoi beyond its busy streets. Motorbike honking is normal. The sound of motorbike horns is everywhere in Hanoi. At first, it may feel overwhelming, but it's not meant to be aggressive. In many cases, honking simply means, I am passing here. It's more like a communication signal than a sign of anger. After a few days in the city, most visitors barely notice it anymore. Small tourist traps exist, but they are easy to avoid. Hanoi is generally very safe, but like most tourist cities, there are a few small scams to watch for. These sometimes include shoe shining services that suddenly charge high price, coconut seller offering photo and then asking for money, taxi with inflated fare. The easiest way to avoid problem is to use apps like Grab, agree on prices beforehand, and stay aware of your surroundings. Most visitors experience no problem at all. Hanoi is the gateway to northern Vietnam. Many travelers begin their journey through northern Vietnam starting in Hanoi. From here, it's easy to reach some of the country's most famous destinations. For example, Halong Bay is about 3 hours away and known for its dramatic limestone islands. Ninh Bình is around 2 hours away and often called Halong Bay on land. Sapa, located in the mountain near the Chinese border, offering trekking and stunning landscape. It's just around 5 hours from Hanoi. Because its location has transportation connection, Hanoi is excellent base for exploring the region. Hanoi may feel overwhelming at first, then you start to love it. Many travelers say the same thing about Hanoi. The first day feels like chaotic, the traffic is confusing and the streets are crowded and everything seems unfamiliar. But after a couple of days, something changes. You start recognizing your favorite coffee shop, you learn how to cross the street confidently, you discover a street food store that serves the best noodle that you ever tasted, and suddenly the city begins to feel less overwhelming and more fascinating. That's when Hanoi really starts to reveal its charm. Yeah, common question about visiting Hanoi. Now, is Hanoi safe for tourists? Yes, Hanoi is generally very safe. Violent crime is extremely rare, and most travelers explore the city comfortably. As in many major cities, it's still wise to stay aware of your belongings. How many days you should spend in Hanoi? Most travelers spend 2 to 4 days exploring Hanoi. This gives you enough time to see the main sites, enjoy the food scene, and take day trip nearby. The best area to stay in Hanoi. For first-time visitor, the Old Quarter is usually the best location. It's close to many attractions, restaurants, and street food spots. Is Hanoi expensive for tourists? Compared to many global cities, Hanoi is quite affordable. Street food meals often cost just a few dollars, and transportation around the city is relatively inexpensive. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. And if you are planning to trip to Vietnam, subscribe to the channel because I'm sharing many tips to help make your trip easier. Thank you for watching and I hope see you in Hanoi, Vietnam. See you there!